All right. Hi everyone. My name is Ram Dayal. I am working with as a volunteer. I'm a Mozilla rep. I'm Mozilla rep. I've been contributing to various Mozilla open source projects from last. I have contributed to various projects of Mozilla and others. And what I really realize beneficial is it for us to contribute to Mozilla or any other open source communities. It's very often now and then to introduce open source projects to other uh, student communities mostly and working profit forward to join these. So, be it Mozilla organization, basically they provide a very good. You can learn a lot from while working on these projects. Other open source enthusiasts and you. I have worked on a variety of projects, and today we are going to a special type of projects which are related to the WebXR. So we have Yash with about this technology in a while. To give you a brief introduction about the Gated Mozilla. I contribute to their open source projects. Not can you contribute using coding contribution in many other ways. When I started contributing, I used to social person. So I used to it's called Somo, which is support Mozilla, and most of the users who are having issues with Firefox or Mozilla related. So that is where I started. I also used to contribute, which is for localization. So I used to convert strings to Hindi or other regional languages. Ways by which you can also get started to it where you can review the code, the documentation. You can also get started with the code. GitHub is the best place where you can actually check out community.mozilla.org website. Where various documentation is available on started with their contribution to Mozilla. If you have any further doubt, you can ask now, or you can connect with Mozilla WebXR in this section. Now I'll give the floor to Yash of the future technologies and specifically talk about WebXR.
Hello everyone. I hope I'm audible to all of you. I think there was a little lag from Ram, but I guess I'll just sum up a little bit of it. That you can join the community.mozilla.org to contribute to the WebXR community. And basically, I'm here to start off and tell you guys about WebXR and starting off with how you can contribute it and how you can begin with the WebXR. A little bit about me. I am Yash Punya. I'm a student at NIT Hamirpur, and I've been working with AR/VR technologies for a while now. And let's just start with the session. I'll just copy and paste the slides that I'll be using on the YouTube chat, and I think you can refer it to you. I'll also share my screen in just a second. So I hope it's visible. And so let's start. So basically, this is exploring Metaverse with WebXR, and let's start off with the content, like what all we'll be learning about. So we'll start off with a little bit discussion on Metaverse and like how we can implement the Metaverse. Then we'll talk about Aframe, a little tool to develop stuff, and we'll, instead of a little theory, we'll just we will dive right into the core part and we'll go along with it. So start off, what is Metaverse? So actually it's everywhere right now. As the Facebook changed its name to Meta, like everything just boomed off from that, and now everyone isn't talks about Metaverse, this, everyone that. So It's a huge thing now. So like actually Metaverse began 20 years ago when a novelist Neil Stephenson like wrote about it in his novel of Snow Crash, and it was a virtual reality based internet actually. So like think of this, like already came 20 years back, but now it's being implemented in a real life. That's a big thing, right? So Metaverse, simply put, is that it's a world of avatars. Like it's a virtual world in which you are your own avatar and you can talk to different people which are also their own avatars, and this is basically the ideal metaverse that we can think of. Like even different games implement in a way that Roblox is a very famous game, and it implements its own virtual world where you can talk to other people. But like yeah, if it's put in the VR and there's a virtual world in front of us, we can talk to different people. That's the ideal metaverse. This is a still image from a very famous game called Rec Room. It can be played on phone and your desktops, and definitely the Oculus and HTC Vive, different VR headsets, in which you can play games, you can do parties, you can interact with people, meet new people, and do a lot of stuff. And just it's a VR, it's a hangout place, and this is like the ideal metaverse that we're talking about. So like how does NFTs come into picture? Is about NFTs, right? And like they're the metaverse, then definitely joining NFT would join in there. And like you can just see these words are like right now very booming in the market, but like how do these fit in, right? So like it's a virtual world where you can talk to virtual people. People built a model around it, and like they said like, right, why don't we introduce a virtual currency also? So like uh this is still from the Rec Room, right? This, suppose this is a jacket, this the guy is wearing a purple jacket. It can be the most unique jacket in the whole Rec Room game. So people definitely associate some kind of that it's really rare and it's going to be really costly in a virtual world. So this can be known as an NFT. It's a non fungible token. It's a very unique. It's non replaceable, and so unique it can have a very good value associated with it. So that's all NFTs about. And suppose if you want, if the jacket is transferred to a different game, it can have different sort of thing. So that's how actually NFTs fit into here. You basically use currencies and virtual stuff. You can build a business model out of it. You can earn money. So that's how everything fit in there. But like, how do we create all of this that I've just talked about? Creating metaverse is a very huge task. It involves a lot of strategies in it, and definitely business model, marketing thing, and everything. But the core part is the execution. How do we execute the creation part? That involves the VR AR segment in which we can create your AR or VR content. And there's a lot of stuff we use to create the AR VR stuff, AR content, like Unity 3D, Spark AR Studio. They're kind of famous softwares in the market, but there's more now. The limitation associated with Spark AI Studio or Unity is that you need to properly like give someone a software or a device or an application on which they can install that. Then they'll use hassle. It's a lot of hassle. But one thing that is the most accessible to everyone is the web. Like even right now, you might be using some Android app or maybe on the browser also, but everything is being streamed through web, right? Web is the most accessible part. And suppose we can create our AR VR content on web. That is where the WebXR API comes in. So WebXR device API, it is being developed by the W3C papers and like immersive web.dev. This is the place where the whole WebXR is being constructed, and it is like used on all over the anywhere the web can be accessed. WebXR can be accessed. So you can try out some demos right away. I'll just paste this link also in the live chat, and you can just move around it, you can just play around with it. But like WebXR API is very convoluting, it's very confusing stuff, right? So people actually built some easy tools so that other developers can seem easy to it. Like so, like you might know, like everyone might know React JS, right? React is a very famous web framework. People of React built React XR so that you can create your AR VR content through React also, using the WebXR API and the internal part. So that's how like WebXR developed over time, and it is being developed over time. But let's talk about Aframe now. Aframe, it's a very easy framework, and I think personally it's the most go-to framework to just start off with the WebXR, deploy it, and you can share it immediately. Like in the 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you can have your own WebXR your first WebXR app, and like I'll be here to help you guys. Um, this is the official presentation kit, but like let's just start off with the coding. I think instead of learning and then coding, let's do it the opposite way. We'll start with the code first. We'll see a little bit of it, then we can easily learn how it's working internally. So you can use this link, tiny.cc/aframe, to go to the to go to a glitch website. I'll just copy that link again. I'll just type it out. Wait 1 second. You can use this link to go to the glitch web. Okay, so this glitch web, this is basically a glitch is basically an online web tool in which you can create your own HTML content, and then you can statically, like, you can basically display that. If you're new to glitch, you can probably just use the remix button on the top, and you can create, like, you can write edit the code yourself. So I'll just I if I can get a very feedback from you guys, like should I just dive down into the code, or just should I just wait for you guys for some time, just catch on with the thing? I believe I can just you can just go to the glitch and create the remix out of it. So I'll just quickly um, start off with the coding part. Okay. All right. Okay. So if you have known HTML for about even probably a day or so, you know how HTML tags work, right? So there's div tag, and like a lot of tags are there, HTML tags, which in which you can do some attributes to it, and you can just create different HTML content, right? A-frame is actually built on top of that only. You can use A-frame tags to create your AR/VR content, and you can associate attributes to it, and that will be used to develop your VR AR stuff. So for any A-frame website, simply put this link meta tag, that is the script tag, to include the latest A-frame library, and simply start off with the default A scene. Like this A scene tag basically tells that, okay, we have an A-frame website now, and you can create whatever kind of object you want using the different tags that are available. So this A box, this is a very simplistic tag in which you can create your own cube of A-frame, and you can associate some kind of attributes to it. Like position should be this XYZ coordinate, this should be the rotation on the XYZ coordinate, this should be the color to it. You can see how simple is this to even write and even read, right? And this is how basically our all kind of A-frame websites are developed. And let me just tell you, from here you can just go beyond this quite a lot. I'll show you in a minute, like how far can you take it even with this. So let me just put that code back into it, and like you see how fast the glitch renders on the right side, right? So yeah, suppose I want to change the position of my box to, suppose, the y coordinate by 2. Like you can easily see how the cube jumps up by 2 units, and you can do a lot more stuff. This is just a showcase thing to tell you guys how A-frame can be used to display this AR/VR content. You can see the VR button. So if you have a VR headset available, you can press this VR button, and you can go. You can see the stuff in the VR. Okay, let's you can play around with the code more. You can just change some values. You can see how everything reacts accordingly. But now let's move on how everything is working on the internal side. Okay, so A-frame is actually just a just it's like a very easy version to do of 3JS. Okay, any 3D content that you see on a website, like more often than not, it is built by 3JS, and 3JS, it's hard. So A-frame guys, they said, like, why not just simplify 3JS in a way that we can use WebXR on it? Like, so okay, so it's based on entity component system. I know there's a lot of complex words going around, but I'll take it down very slowly and easy for you guys to understand how A-frame works internally. Oops, I think I am very hopeful that all of the guys that are watching right now, oops is a very famous programming paradigm, like object oriented programming, in which there's a class, you inherit you inherit certain kind of attributes, and we create another class, inherit certain attributes, inherit another class. Suppose there's a dolphin, right? Dolphin is a mammal, which is inherited from an animal class, which is inherited from a living being class. Okay, you can take that hierarchy. There's a hierarchy in OOPS, but ECS or entity component system takes it a very different approach. Basically, there's an object and you associated functions to it or attributes to it. So it's like there's a dolphin, it can swim, it's a mammal, so it produces birth, it does not produce eggs, and it breathes, it eats. You associate functions to it, and the best part of ECS is that to create another living being, you don't have to inherit or you don't have to limit yourself. Simply add the correct components to it. You can create new components and attach them, and it will create a new object. So like a box that I said, that I showcased you earlier, it had position, color, rotation, and you can add n number of attributes to it, and it would work perfectly fine. A-frame allows you to create your own component. So this is why I was telling you about the ECS and all the internal working. How you can customize and take it up a notch is that you create your own attribute of HTML tag, right? Just like we did the color part, you can create your own component. You can write your own name, you can create your own component, you can tell what should be done or what not should be done, and you can do a lot of stuff to it. So I'll just showcase you what I did. You can go to my github.io website. I'll put this link too on the live stream chat. I think that would be very easy for you guys to navigate. And okay, so this is a very small FPS game that I developed for my Oculus headset using the frame. And you can see that there are some balloons and a very beautiful forest around yourself. And let's see how we can test it out, right? I don't have Oculus right now, but even then I can test things out. Just go to your developer options. I mean, like, you know how to open the console, right? So you can press F12 on your keyboard to open the console, and use this drop down arrow to open the WebXR device plugin. If it's not enabled, then it's probably somewhere in the extensions of Chrome. You can easily download that, and you can just press the drop down arrow to get the WebXR add-on. And after that, you need to press the VR button on the A-frame. You can see just two guns popped out in front of me, right? These guns, I made these guns in like 5 minutes or so in the Blender, but basically these guns are mapped to my controllers that you can see on the right. And if I just rotate this, you can see that how the gun also rotates. And if I press the squeeze button, I'll just repeatedly press that to show you guys that the bullet is being fired, right? You see the bullets. So that's how I created the whole and I like when I put the headset on, I was just playing around shooting all the balloons in front of me, and I added the different functions to it. And actually everything that I've shown you till now on the slides and the code, all that knowledge is being used to develop this website, nothing else. And I've created my own components of bullet and gun, and I just added onto them on my different HTML tags. That's it. Nothing too fancy about it. And like, this is how you can create your own XR content, and you can use A-frame to build stuff, and you can go beyond that. Finally, like, now what? How you should start now? Like, I just show you something, and it's gonna be really like a very like a big mountain of things in front of you. But let's don't take it as a mountain. Let's take it one step at a time. The WebXR India community is growing now, and like there's a Telegram join link which you can guys we can which you guys can join. And just, if you want to explore, if you want to learn, like, I am all ears for you guys. You can ping me out whenever you want, and I'll be there to help you, everyone. And like, I would definitely learn from you guys also. Like, I know like there might be some developers who are also working in the WebXR A-frame, and they can easily join the community. And let's just build this community to a very good standard. And like, yeah, that's all from my side. And I guess I'll just share my Telegram join link also, so that you guys can easily join that. So that was all from my side, everyone. I am here for the doubts. I'm here for the doubts. I'll be here, and if like anyone has any kind of doubt, I'm all ears. But like, if anyone wants to leave, they are free to leave. And thank you for this. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the session, and I'll be here for a while. Ram, do you want to like add on stuff to it? I don't think it's unaudible. Like, as sadly I can't hear. So like, okay, if there's no questions from anyone, so like that's all from my side and Ram. So thank you so much, everyone.